hundreds, if not thousands of CEOs, right, that are sat right in those seats right there, as well as tens of thousands of people a year. So you have to be a fool not to notice very specific patterns that people get into. And so I don't want to put you guys in a box, but I just want to at least help you guys understand that one of the things that just is jumping off the table to me is something I see a lot. And it's that when we get to a certain level as business owners and we're operating these businesses, that I don't want to say we get bored with it, but let's just call it that. We naturally go outside instead of focusing inside. It happens all the time. I mean, I've been guilty of it. He's been guilty of it. You know, we look outside for some new opportunity, new thing that excites us and gets us going, versus understanding that there's so much opportunity to maximize what's going on inside of our core business. I don't know how prevalent that is, but there's certainly elements of that right here. That you guys have a business that you've run for over a decade that is successful. You're doing millions of dollars in it. You clearly are experts at what you're doing. And you're also both still heavily involved in it, which means you have in no way, shape, or form maximized what the real opportunities inside of there, which would be creating a business that you guys don't have to be involved in. Rather than look at that, there's an element, again, I don't want to say it's prevalent, I just want to say there is an element of, oh man, this is new and exciting, and let's go run and do this other thing. Doesn't mean both can't be right. It just means that you have to recognize that there is a ton of opportunity in your business right now. I mean, massive amounts of opportunity. Multiple things can be true all at the same time. Goatzilla can be the greatest opportunity that's ever landed, but this business deserves the love and attention because you've built it. It's there. It's a legacy. It already exists. You've already built a portfolio and exited a portfolio. You know what all these opportunities are. If you can become very diligent in getting the right people and processes, for the sake of time, forgive me if I reach a little bit, and if I do, don't even hesitate to push back on me. Anytime I hear somebody that there is conversations and things that are going on that are intuitive, whether it's with my acquisitions people or whatever the case may be, that is a clear red lights going off that we don't have it systematized, we don't have it processed, we don't have it workflowed, we don't have it laid out exactly how we could repeat this every single time over and over. We know exactly what the hell we're looking for. We take 20,000 records, and the very first thing we do is we filter them down to very specific scenarios. We understand that our single best investment deal, let me just back up. I'll give you my business as a perfect example of this, okay? So we are in 11 different markets, and we have a very specific avatar. We buy one thing. We buy 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 to 1,500 square feet, built after 1975, that we know that we can pay between $75,000 and $125,000 for, that we will put $50,000 in rehab in it, and then we will turn around and sell it for $220,000. We know, and we know exactly where those properties are in each city, and we know exactly what our return on investment is, and we know exactly when we're dealing in. Now, the only nuance that comes into that is your intrinsic value, your specialty, is that how we acquire those properties, the different situations that arise, distress situations, referral, that's the nuance of the business. But 85% of it is this very black and white stuff. I would tell you that the opportunity inside of a business like yours, first and foremost, just on the house buying side, right? Let's just forget about Clothier for 1 minute. You guys are experts at what you do. You've got more experience than 99% of the people that are in this industry. If you ever want to actually turn it into a business, it requires that kind of discipline and attention of just taking a step back and saying, hey, if we could do this one transaction every day, 5 times a week, we would do it. What is that? Whatever that is, whether that's a wholesale transaction or whether it's a fix and flip, and maybe there's one for each. This is what we are trying to create. This is our McDonald's hamburger, right? This is the one thing we want to specialize in. There's a lot of power in being a specialist. We want to specialize in this one thing, and we want to design all of our data pools and everything we do to try to create that one outcome, specifically for our real estate business. Clearly, we want to go help as many people as we can, but as it relates to our investing, our portfolio, our legacy, our children, growing our wealth, you got to get specific, because if you do that, then what happens is then it allows you to put people and processes and workflows. As long as it's the entire business is nuanced. I mean, think about it. If both of your acquisitions people left right now, something happened in their life, you'd be screwed. You'd be in a world of hurt because they have experience. You just said it yourself. And when she gets on the phone, she just knows. She just knows what to do. That's a problem. It's great, but it also means that the business is extremely dependent upon somebody's intuitive knowledge that they've gained over the years with you versus being dependent upon, this is a process, this is a system, this is our buy box, this is a very specific thing that we do, that God forbid something did happen to him or her, we could get somebody else trained up in relatively short order and the entire business doesn't start crumbling. Does that make sense?